On today's show, we ask a question most of us don't like to even think about. What happens to our garbage every week? The answer may surprise you. Later, it's a way of travel that dates back thousands of years, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Just ask Laura.
On by! Up!
Our Minnesota-bound classic this week deals with one hunter's love of pheasants. It's more than just a few pheasant trinkets, way, way more. Those stories and more, next.
Minnesota Bound. Brought to you by Minnesota Select GMC dealers.
Hi everybody, Raven and I welcome you to the show. In our first story, it's about something we all do. What's that, you ask? Well, we create garbage. So, what do we do about it? We tried to answer that question.
You know, every week, thousands of us lug our garbage and our recycling to the curb. But have you ever wondered, like I do, where does it go? Garbage. A very smelly subject, right? In case you're wondering, this is where your garbage goes if you reside in Minneapolis. The good,
Holy cow.
the bad, the ugly. Piles of it. Every day, every week, every year. Leading my first ever garbage tour is Rick Rude.
There you go.
Nothing in there anyway.
You might say Rick Rude is a garbage expert.
So this is the tipping floor.
He's the business manager at the Hennepin County Energy Recovery Center,
They use that air as an under fire.
famed for its location immediately next to Target Field.
The Minnesota Twins are a fantastic neighbor. Putting that stadium up was a concern by a lot of people. Fun story in 2014. All-Star games going on. 52 feet away, we're burning 1,000 tons of trash and nobody knew. It's that significant how we can manage any of the odors as well as process all of this.
Process, garbage, inside.
So this is run 24 hours a day.
Garbage surprise number one. Our garbage might smell bad, but it does good.
We burn 1,000 tons of trash a day, generate about 37 megawatts of electricity an hour from that trash, as well as we generate steam that is sold directly into Target Field and in through district energy to downtown Minneapolis businesses. This is all Hennepin County trash. It's brought in here and processed rather than taken out to a landfill.
Garbage lesson number two. Landfills are a bad idea.
Back in the day, it was easy to dig a hole and put it in there. It's out of sight, out of mind. We're smarter now. Putting that trash in the ground is creating an emission of methane that is deadly.
It looks like you're shooting oxygen up. Where did the idea come from that you could burn your trash and not bury it?
Well, it's very popular in Europe, Ron. In Nordic countries, only about 1% of their trash goes to a landfill because they need the energy. They don't have the landfill space, and this makes sense.
Burning trash sounds easy enough. Turns out this is a high-tech garbage dump
We monitor the level of oxygen there.
operated by Covanta, a waste management company.
The trash comes in, the trucks dump on the floor. We have front-end loaders that move it into a pit. We have a crane that picks it up and drops it into two different boilers that burn about 600 tons a day.
But wait, some of us toss stuff into our garbage that won't burn. And our trash never ends. Something to remember. North of the metro at the Elk River Resource Processing Plant, the story is similar. More garbage, including items that don't belong. At Elk River, a system of conveyor belts helps sort the garbage to burn or to recycle.
It's garbage, and there's a lot of it.
Plant manager Matt Sherman explains.
We take 320,000 tons of garbage from residents in Hennepin, Anoka, and surrounding counties and process it into a refuse-derived fuel that we use to fuel our power plant just up the road. And we also separate about 4% of that material into recyclable ferrous or steel, and about another 1% in recyclable non-ferrous or aluminum.
To separate the metal from our garbage, a unique magnet machine pulls and sorts aluminum cans to be recycled.
It's an eddy current. For all intents and purposes, it's a fake magnet. There's a charge there that forces that what would be non-ferrous material to jump out. We'd expect to generate about 10,000 tons of steel, enough to create an Eiffel Tower every year, and enough aluminum to make 21,000 16-foot fishing boats.
As in Minneapolis, the burnable garbage at the Elk River facility creates steam that turns turbines to make electricity.
I'm amazed at how wasteful we are as a society and just the amount of trash that people even have to throw away, and I'm just as guilty as the next person for having so much.
As our garbage piles grow, will invention save us from being buried?
To me, that somebody could think of how to take out a metal that's not magnetic and pull it out of the waste stream and then reuse it for something else is just amazing to me.
On the bright side, thanks to gravity, looky here. What's rolling out of the trash? Softballs, golf balls, to be recycled perhaps in fields and fairways. Coming up, a look at recycling our trash. What is and what isn't. The recycling answers next.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Minnesota's Select GMC dealers, Rapala Ice Force, Star Bank, and by Connecticut.
Time now to continue our garbage story. That doesn't sound good, does it? But we're going to anyway. You know, some of our garbage gets reused. We call it recycling.
Recycling our trash makes us feel good, right? And it is good. Good for us, good for the earth. And it all happens at recycling facilities like this one.
And then it'll go on the ballistic separator.
Randy's Environmental Services in Delano.
You know, I'd look at that and say, well, I'm not going to put it in the garbage, I'm going to recycle this thing.
At Randy's, recycled trash is sorted and separated from stuff that isn't recyclable.
Recycling is reduce, reuse, recycle.
Jim Wilshager, Chief Operating Officer, explains.
Reduce what you throw away, reuse what you can, and recycle the rest. And if you can do that, you drastically cut down what goes in the landfill.
At Randy's, a system of conveyor belts and machines begin the process of sorting what's recyclable, what isn't.
And it goes up to the containers where people sort the containers.
At various points, human hands sort what the machines don't. Paper goes one way, aluminum cans go another. It's almost magical.
When you look at this facility here does 100 tons of recycling a day. And if you take that 100 tons and think 20 years ago that was going in the landfill, and that's every day that this facility runs is 100 tons.
Okay, we all agree recycling resources is the right thing to do, but what can and can't be recycled?
Aluminum, tin, and plastic water bottles, and plastic milk jugs.
Not all plastics are the same.
Most problems are with your plastics. There's just so many different grades of plastics, and there's things that are made up of combinations of plastics.
Exotic plastic blends, such as plastic food containers, can't be recycled. Those items end up being burned for energy. Same with most plastic bags. So what happens to our soda or beer cans?
The aluminum goes off to Reynolds Aluminum, and it's reused for pop cans.
Cardboard?
Cardboard is going to go off, and it's going to be remanufactured as cardboard. You'll see the heavy grade cardboard boxes, and then you see the lighter grade cardboard boxes. Every time it's recycled, it becomes a lighter grade.
Your newspaper and other paper trash?
And that's just going to become a different grade of paper. Eventually that may end up as bathroom tissue. It won't be newspaper again.
Any odd recycling moments?
Yeah, we've had diamond rings that we found, that we've opened the trash.
That's a needle in a haystack.
I know.
At the end of the line, the sorted recyclables are baled like hay and later returned to manufacturers. Remember that empty beer can you tossed into recycling after that 4th of July party? Well, someday it might return to you, cold and full and ready to drink. And recycle. When we return, it's time to mush. Is that what they say?
Closed captioning is brought to you by Border View Lodge.
Welcome back. Now, Raven, you pay attention. The next story is about dog mushing. Got that, Raven? Laura Schara has the story.
We all know about horsepower. Have you ever experienced a supercharged ride with dog power?
Well, we can hook up first team. You all set?
Want to try your own dog-powered adventure? Well, doggone it, I've found a way. Meet Jack Christopher, Master Musher and Husky Whisperer.
Siberians are a real handful. They're high-strung, headstrong animals that you need to keep control over. I picked up probably about 8 rescues to build my first team. It's a healthy lifestyle for these dogs. You know, rode a skateboard when I was a kid and, you know, a lot of cross-country skiing, and driving a dog sled is really combining all those types of skills. I slowly built up a team, started running dog sleds on weekends. This is typical of what I would call my mushing experience, designed to be about an hour-long session.
All right, Jack, so today you're going to teach me how to mush a team of dogs. But what does the term mush mean anyway?
Well, mushing is really what we're doing. I'm a musher, I drive dogs. So mushing is basically meaning you're driving dogs. These dogs are pretty disciplined down to a few words. I was at an event last weekend and the guys standing on the back of the sleds are yelling mush. Dogs don't know what that means.
They don't?
I yell hike. Hike! That's kind of my test of whether people know what they're talking about.
Speaking of phrases, another task is to memorize the team roster. My team members were all named after trout lakes in Minnesota's Boundary Waters.
And then who's this?
This is Makwa, Gijikiki.
Gijikiki.
This one's Saganaga. You've probably heard of Saganaga before. This is Gabamishigami. Cherokee. I don't remember where your lake is, Cherry. I often run 2 teams at a time, one with 6, one with 7.
So what are the basics for someone like myself who's never done this before?
This is my big freighter dog sled. Starts with a big brush bow, so you can bounce off of trees and rocks and stumps. These are snow hooks to hold the sled in place when I'm not going. And on the back, we got the hard brake here. This is really just meant to hold the team in place. Hanging off the hard brake is a drag pad. It's just a hunk of snowmobile track.
So the brake is, I'm guessing, one of the most important parts.
People ask me all the time, well, what do the dogs do if you lose the team? Do they just stop and wait, or they loop back for you? Heck no, they think they won. We use equestrian terms, so ha's left, G is right, ho is to stop. They're really gonna respond more to your weight on that pad and or on this brake. They'll feel it, they'll resist it, but they'll slow down. It's kind of like stopping a train.
Wow, my team's ready to go like a well-oiled, custom-built hot rod firing on all cylinders.
On by, let's go. Good dog.
Me? I was just praying for no red squirrels.
No. G. G. Good girl. Hi.
My team was running smooth.
On by, let's go. No, on by, whoa.
Well, most of the time.
Potty break. On by, up.
As I traveled across the snow and ice, it was obvious this is what these dogs were bred to do, as they expressed their joy in pure silence. Me too. A silent adventure free of squirrels.
Up next, what bird hunter doesn't love pheasants?